Hello.
This is Anna.
And Calissa.
And Sarah.
So we just turned on the recording. Record button because we have a topic that these two wanted to talk about. I'll put my input in a little bit.
Okay.
And they
Well,
were
I have
obsessed
lots of
with the
notes.
show.
I think obsession is a little out there.
You're
That's like
obsessed.
a little extreme. No, I'm not obsessed. I thought it was funny. And I'll just stop there. Thought it was funny.
Okay. This
was
is
cringe.
If you haven't guessed already, this is about the secret lives of Mormon wives.
Yeah. You know, Mom Talk.
Mom
That's their,
Talk.
like,
Were they
handle
the
or whatever.
original, right?
well, okay. There's yes and no. Apparently, I never followed Mom Talk.
Neither. I never saw it
apparently-
on my timeline.
Right. Apparently, there's more people to it, but they turned down doing the show. So this is just a select number of people from Mom Talk.
I bet they're regretting that now.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
apparently there was like some drama. I saw a TikTok about it with one of the girls that was on the show, and she was like saying something about how now that the show did well and it was a success and it was popular, such and such from like previous Mom Talk who denied wanting to do the show, is now like reaching out again and like wanting to
Enter
like,
the group chat?
Yes, exactly.
It could be like the
There's already too many.
Housewives. No, it's like the Housewives of Atlanta, Housewives of Georgia, Housewives of New Jersey. Like,
Yeah.
we don't need all that,
I haven't watched this episode because I think there's just so much.
Yeah.
but it's so funny.
How far did you get into it?
I think I got into episode 4. They
Oh,
were
okay.
like doing
got,
the
like,
truth.
Pretty far into the thing. There's only like 6 or something
Oh,
episodes.
okay. Maybe I'll finish it.
Just do it. You won't regret it.
I don't know. I just
Maybe you will. I don't know.
It's just kind of turning me off.
Which part of it?
All of it.
But
Like they want to
specifically.
be Mormons and everything, and
They're not.
Yes and no. Like they say, did you get to the part where they like classify themselves as like the saints versus the sinners? Okay, yeah. So like there are like Jessie, she's a sinner. I'm putting that in quotations because she was previously with the church and she's left the church. So she like classifies herself in that umbrella kind of still, because I think she still like holds some of the belief system, but she's not like part of the church.
I don't know. They just they're like, oh, I want to live this holy life, but then they're like
half naked on the internet.
half
Or
like,
they're doing
Jesus
ketamine.
does not want to see a boobies.
Like,
or they were getting high doing Botox, like the
Yes.
laughing
The
gas.
laughing gas,
And I'm
right,
like, how
right.
can you guys?
You can only drink soda. You can't drink caffeine or whatever, like coffee, but you can like get high off laughing gas.
Yeah.
I'm
what's
like,
wrong with
girl.
coffee? Do you guys know? Like what their reasoning is behind
actually
it?
did see a video about it, but I don't recall why. I thought it had something to do with like stimulant stuff, but they drink so much soda. Like
So
there's
much
no way.
soda.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's wild. It has inspired me to get a little creative with my drink order. So I got
Really?
I get half Diet Coke, half Diet Dr. Pepper.
No like cream in there and
No.
weird stuff. Okay.
Oh, I've heard people have been mixing
Protein shakes
something like that.
with their Diet Coke.
That
Yeah.
sounds disgusting.
No, that ain't me. My mom used to do that when she worked at McDonald's. She not her protein shakes,
Oh.
obviously, but milk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
I could never personally. I'm not a fan of like, what's the really famous one that always does the cream?
Root beer.
Yes. I
love
hate it.
Love it.
I hate that.
haven't
I
had
think
that
it
in
tastes
forever.
so gross.
Yeah.
Sometimes I see them at the gas station and I'm like, oh,
And I'm
0
like,
stars.
yum. But then my heartburn and
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I had a apple juice this morning and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm burning up in here. It's terrible.
It's awful.
It was awful.
Okay, so I have a few notes.
Yeah, close
and
to
by
notes.
a few notes,
A full page.
a lot.
Just start at the top, girl.
Taylor is obnoxious.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But
thank
she's
you.
so pretty. All of them are gorgeous.
Yes.
And I'm like, that's not fucking fair. You know?
Well, they've had a lot of things.
Things done.
I know. But that's the thing.
You'd
Like,
think that would be against the religion,
I
like
didn't
body
that's what I'm saying. Like,
alteration.
how can, like, you're half naked in jacuzzi with, like, all
Yeah.
your
I
partners.
saw some of those like
Botox.
flip screen, like slidey. What are those called? Those slidey screen, like on Instagram, you know?
Carousels.
Yes, I saw some of those, of like befores and afters of them like having their work done, and like the Jessie one,
Yeah.
could not even recognize.
Yeah, I bet.
She's like a literal whole new person.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everyone is obsessed with Botox and filler.
Yeah,
It's kind of crazy.
yeah.
And you'd think that would be against. Botox would be, you know, you can't
That's
have
what
caffeine.
I'm saying. Like how can you? I don't know. I just think they're so hypocritical of everything,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I don't know.
And then did you see the part where they were doing ketamine?
Yep. They had ketamine therapy.
Yeah.
It was like Whitney and somebody else. I
Yeah.
forget. Macy maybe or something.
Do you know what
forget, but-
episode?
No.
It was the one where they
wasn't
went
too
to go
far.
get Botox.
Yeah, and they were talking
They were
about
like the Botox party.
yeah.
But yeah. What's your thing about Taylor? Like what part of her is annoying?
She just is. So the very first episode, she's like, with her and Dakota, the very first, they're like way love bombing each other. You can totally tell that. And then all of a sudden she's pregnant. And it's like, you can't tell me that that was not intentional.
And was it the 911 call on both of them?
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm like, toxic.
And how
can see it.
irresponsible for her to get absolutely, Dakota's in recovery. That's what they said in the first episode. And then you get absolutely wasted, blasted around him. Like,
Yeah.
that's so inconsiderate.
Well, yeah. I mean, she has her own issues clearly
Yeah.
with like substance stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. That was my very first note. As soon as the TV came on, I'm like, Taylor is obnoxious. I cannot stand her.
I did like her a lot later.
Yeah.
I liked her more as the show went on because I think everyone else just seemed to get worse.
Yeah.
And I feel like she got slightly better.
Yes,
So I was like,
I would agree
okay.
with
She's like separating herself from that group.
Yeah,
And I
and-
think like, isn't it Whitney or
Oh my God.
who was
I
like
have notes.
the
on
top
my-
dog? Or kind of.
She claims to be, yeah. But yeah, I just,
She's so hypocritical.
yeah,
I just roll my eyes the entire time. I'm like, I can't. Like,
I know, but some of it was so funny. And some of it was so over the top. I was just like, what in the world?
I was on
so
the
over the
episode where
top.
like Whitney was doing a dance next to her baby.
Oh, the baby.
Yes.
And I'm like, really?
I remember when that happened.
I didn't think it was that serious. Like what people do in their hotel room, or I'm sorry, their hospital rooms, like while the baby's being cared for is kind of like, I don't know. People do that shit in private. Like what's the difference
But
between that and
she
putting it on the
decided to
internet?
put her phone up and be like, you know what? This might be funny. Set record and then do this dance next to your
Did she
child.
think it would be funny?
I don't know what
No.
what kind of
Okay,
reaction were you?
This is my thought process.
what was
around
she
it.
expecting?
This is my thought process. She is known on TikTok for doing her little dances, and that's like how she
engages with her audience.
engages with the audience. So I feel like it would have been almost weirder for her to have a sit down video where she's just like chatting. I feel like that's like out of her. What's that called? When
But with
that's, like,
something
part
so
of their-
serious as
Very
far as
serious.
like
I definitely
yeah.
understand, but I'm also like, how like to fit in with her like page.
Yeah.
It makes sense to me that she would do it that way.
I mean, I
know?
remember those YouTubers, all they did was makeup and then they'd sit down, no makeup on, glasses, and do an apology video. I'm sorry for,
Yeah, that's malarkey. That's just like it's out of character.
But even
I
if
feel
they
like it doesn't
do a
fit.
sit down, they still get trashed. And then
Yeah.
Well, and they're actually coming under some flack too, is like they're doing their makeup and they're talking about this gruesome death of a real person. And
Wait, what?
this is
haven't
like
you seen
another
Murder and Makeup?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like how inappropriate that is. That I don't know. Does Bailey still do?
Oh yeah.
She just still does murder. But people are coming under scrutiny or whatever because it's such a serious topic
Yes.
of someone's actual life that was brutally ended.
And this
And
is
I'm
the
not
eyeshadow
talking- and
palette
this
that
is
I
the
use
eyeshadow
and get 10% off.
And so I think that's kind of along the same lines of like
Let me do this
something
dance
so serious. I'm going
next
to do
to
this
my
dance.
child who is
Yes. It's just not the time. And
Maybe
then,
I'm desensitized too much to that
Maybe.
kind of thing, where I
So
can
how it-
overlook stuff like that.
Okay, so if you saw that video, she just uploaded it. What would your comment be?
I wouldn't comment. First
Okay,
of all,
let's just say
I would just be like, "Oh, interesting," and then I'd move on.
I would be like, what the hell, lady?
Oh,
be like,
Well,
you're
and then-
sick.
Then
Really?
the attention. So I never heard of her until
either.
her
No.
baby was sick in the hospital. So she's using that
Yeah.
as clout to get attention.
But this is also debated in the show. Like, was it intentional for clout, or was it just like that's the way that her social media works? So is that
You
just
bring up
like,
a good
going
point,
on with her
but-
brand? That's a branding thing. for her to just be a dancer like that. All of her videos are stupid little dances like that. So like, is it really out of character, out of brand for her to do that? Even though it's a like sensitive topic? I don't know.
That's like, I mean, not you bring up a good point.
I'm not saying that people can't have critique of that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Like whatever.
But then
She
at
put
the
it out on
same
the internet.
time-
She opened herself up to it.
You can be human, and you don't need to post
true.
everything.
That's very
online.
true.
Yeah.
You can just,
But if she's the breadwinner and her point is to make money for her family, I don't know.
I think
This is where like social media, I think, is they pay a little bit too much, and
Coming from you, that's so funny.
but Nick has turned down a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
He turned down it's DraftKings because he just thought it was wrong for people to just bet.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
just
sure.
wasn't into that. So like some people will just say yes to anything.
Yeah, I think like accepting sponsorships outside of your not wheelhouse, but like true interests and things like that is
like
so silly.
what's her name? Michaela.
Yeah, Nagara.
Yeah, she would always trash, I don't know, something. And then, like, they'd pay her, like, hey, if you talk really good about a product, we're going to pay you this much. And then she's like, I just love this. And
Yeah.
people are pulling up old videos like, remember when you said it was trash? And now you're, like, saying it's good? And now she's under a whole scandal with Elf.
Has been for a long time. Oh yeah, Jeffree
she's
Star
just
came
full of
for her.
scandal, isn't she? Like,
But, like, Nick likes her because she doesn't, like, really apologize. She doesn't,
She just glosses over things.
yep, she just, move on. Next one.
yeah.
And some people are like, are you even going to talk about how you just got caught, like, using eyelash extensions when you said it was this mascara, or
Yeah.
you're really throwing Elf in our face over Patrick Ta, who is a luxury brand. And
Yeah.
she's like, whatever. Next one, next video.
Yeah.
She just never, and he likes that about her. And I'm like, I guess, but
I would too if it wasn't built on lies.
that's what it all, like,
Yeah,
they'll just do it for the paycheck. Yep, I'll do it.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
So it's, people aren't like truthful or something. Like they're just not,
Trustworthy.
yeah.
Yeah.
How did you guys get to the truth box? Did you get to that
Yes.
part? Okay. That was crazy. But how did you, when Whitney came on and she's like, what beef do you have with Taylor?
Oh,
And-
yeah,
And
that's-
she's like, the internet forgave Taylor so quickly for her scandalous video and I didn't get the same grace or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not Taylor's fault.
Well, and I think that was just considering like all the other things that she had said behind the scenes, that it was just totally like a scapegoat answer in my opinion.
You think so?
I think like it maybe was partially part of it, but I think Taylor was just the she was head honcho for a long time. And when she was kind of taken down a notch by her like cheating stuff, Whitney thought she was going to be able to get in there
Yeah.
and be top dog. And then
Oh.
she like people don't like her.
Gosh, I'm so glad that you're a part of our podcast. You bring such good perspectives.
Oh, good. Thanks.
What I like wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah.
So Taylor obviously went on TikTok Live or whatever and said, we're all swinging together.
Original,
okay.
Yes.
original mom talk
Yes.
was like, apparently they were soft swinging,
Okay.
which is like things other than penetrative actions. So sorry, I don't know how else to say that to make it like.
So they're just like a spin the bottle type stuff.
Kinda, yeah, I suppose. And
It sounds like an advanced
Yeah.
rated X version of Spin the Bottle.
right, yeah. And so
But then Taylor caught feelings for one of the other husbands, never to be named.
sure,
I
yeah.
wonder who it was.
I don't know. See, again, I don't know any of those people. Like the people that were like part of that, I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea. So
Yeah.
like that's no clue.
Dang.
Yeah.
But yeah. So then that all happened and she released like an apology video and said like, hey, it wasn't just me. Like it was all these other people too.
Okay.
And
And then Whitney's mad because her
And
and,
then-
the baby thing.
Yeah.
well,
was
yeah. So
different.
Taylor apparently she apologized and it apparently seemed genuine. And so I don't know that people forgave her, but I think kind of like the Michaela thing, she just moved on.
Yep.
She moved on with her life. Like, what are you going to do? Continue to apologize for things that are already like
Yes.
said, done, gone? And I think for some reason people just keep bringing up the Whitney thing and she like for some reason feels like she can't get away from that.
Because she's not getting away from it because she keeps bringing it back.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so now she's just
I do have to
angry.
give Taylor credit because she did just kind of like, oh yeah, I did that.
I
Sorry.
mean, yeah, what are
my
you,
bad.
literally, what are you going to do?
And Whitney is just so like, oh my God, I'm never going to get over this.
Yeah, and
It's
she's just
defining me for the rest of my life only because you're letting it.
the birthday party episode where she's literally crying the whole time. And I'm just like,
Yes.
girl, move on.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. But like,
She's
sometimes
doing
you
half
need
of
to
the
learn how
damage
to
to
like
herself.
push your emotions away and just be fine. Sometimes that's okay, even
She
though,
should
you know,
talk to somebody.
she probably should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another note I have from the opening scene, the when Whitney is talking about her husband and all of his pornography addiction and his libido problems. Oh my God, I would never, ever,
Say
if
that
that was
online.
yes. What in the world? Like he's forever going to be known for that now because I already
Well-
and I don't want to speculate on anyone's sexuality, but I'm going to do it.
yeah.
He's
Okay, I was just
totally
gonna say
gay.
A lot of people are saying that they have a lavender marriage, which is basically like she's his beard.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah. So,
a lavender
which,
marriage.
yeah, I didn't know that was
Interesting.
the term for it, but that's
I know a
apparently what it's
couple.
called.
They'll never admit it though.
Yeah.
I feel like that's none of my business. And if that's what they want or what works for them, who cares? That's not like my place to say that. I think that's like, that's one of those things that I feel like is actually inconsiderate of people to put like in people's comments.
Is to speculate on their sexuality.
Because if he isn't saying it, if he is gay, if he isn't saying it, then obviously that's like an issue for
private
him.
thing.
Yeah, it's a private thing. He doesn't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So why would you like? That's just. I feel like that to me is like too far.
Yeah.
That is inconsiderate.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. I would never discuss my husband's very private problems.
Right.
And open that up. But at the same time, they did open it up
Yeah.
for speculation.
Yeah.
Maybe
You know,
if
when they announced it
if
in
they
the very
brought it
first
up,
episode.
but then like did like a PSA, like, hey, this is what I'm suffering with, and it's embarrassing, but other people could be suffering. You know, if they
Yeah.
Right.
turned it around
There are
and
a
did like
lot
a
of people-
PSA.
There are a lot of people who have done that.
Jada Pinkett Smith, she did the same thing.
Yep.
You know, she went on her talk show and said, I had a pornography addiction.
Yeah.
And it ruined me and Will's marriage. On top of any all
the
the other
other
things.
things
But,
that she did.
but that was the
it?
first thing she
Yeah.
talked about. And I'm like, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you never know. Like
Yeah. It's a huge issue in this country. I think we like
pornography.
yes. We should have looked up the like statistics for
Well,
that.
it's
but
very easy to see someone smoking a cigarette and go, they're addicted to nicotine. That's their problem. And it's very easy to see someone like obviously very drunk, and it's like, oh, alcohol is their problem. But you don't see someone struggling
Pornography
with
addiction.
pornography. But yeah, it's like one of the number one
Yep.
issues.
Yep.
Interesting.
I know.
And it's very divisive too, like how people feel about pornography. So I don't know. But yeah, I do feel bad. Like I make it a point. I'm not saying I don't talk doo-doo about Calvin sometimes, like, but I never talk doo-doo about him like seriously.
Yeah.
I would never want someone else's opinion of him to be changed by something that I say, because our marriage is our marriage and it's private.
Yeah.
It's not like our issues aren't to be like blasted out to the world.
Well, and I would hate to say something that would make other people change their opinion about Craig.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's just, and that's exactly what she did in the very opening
Yes.
scene. It's like,
And now like that follows him, which I think is really,
That's too bad.
really hard and difficult. I feel for him because I can only imagine how hard it is to just like kind of be along for the ride basically as her husband, and then all of a sudden be drug into this, like, you're gay, you're with a straight woman and you're gay, you're now you have an addiction problem, you're like wetting your willy with other people, you're this and that. Like it's just kind of like,
yeah.
I feel bad.
Yeah.
I wish that his life could just be private for him if that's what he
No,
chooses.
it won't be.
I feel bad though.
But
That would be hard.
at what point, I don't know if I want to say this, but
Well, say it.
at what point is it worth the money? How much money
That's what I'm
would
saying.
you pay
Exactly.
or receive?
That's true.
What kind of lifestyle would you be willing to give up or to have to talk about that?
And like in reality, does
someone
it really
said,
matter
who
what
was
people say
the-
about you on the internet?
Who was the wife that had a sex toy? Like
Oh,
That was
Whitney.
Whitney.
Oh, company. She had an advertisement. I don't know. if
She had a
company.
sponsorship.
yeah.
Yeah.
and she was debating on taking it or
Yeah,
not.
that was Whitney.
And that's why I'm saying like morals over paycheck. I don't know.
Apparently $20,000 is where Whitney's
No, that's not enough.
question lies. No, that would not be enough.
It would not be enough.
But that was
I don't think I'd
the
ever,
number
but
of the sponsorship.
I don't know. I just
But you've seen former bachelorettes. I don't know if you guys watch The Bachelorette.
I used to back in the day.
But like after they lose all of their clout or whatever from being on The Bachelorette, then it's like, oh, look at this vibrator. Like I feel like that's the classic.
This is exactly like, do you remember like last year or 2 years ago when Sydney Sweeney was coming up and everyone was ragging on her because she was doing all of the like perfume ads and the Hey Dudes. We've talked about this a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
And whatever. And everyone's like, what the heck? Like, why are you taking all the... It's like, girl, I got to eat. Like, I
Yeah.
got to live in Hollywood. I got to
first
make money.
Yeah. I don't know where she was living at, but she's like, they don't pay me enough on Euphoria to have me stay in LA or something.
Yeah.
Right.
And then all of a sudden she started doing these movies and
exactly.
these brand deals, and the comments were like, yep, she's getting that bag to pay for that house.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
like, do what you have to do, I
Do
guess.
what you gotta
so if
do.
this is part of that for them, then do what you have to do, I guess, at the expense of your own feelings, kind of. But
Yeah.
But she's having a movie that's coming out.
she's
and
in a lot of movies recently.
Yes, I think just to
Probably, I'm sure, but
be the
I've
next
heard-
and upcoming
I've
Anne
heard,
Hathaway
like,
or
rave
whatever.
things about
Yeah.
a lot of her movies.
But
so
this
it's not like
movie, she's
bad.
gonna play a female wrestler.
Oh,
And
I saw that.
This wrestler is kind of
Yeah.
maybe she's
Beefy.
a lesbian or something, but
Oh.
she's coming off like a gym teacher.
Yeah.
Like just not pretty at all. Just
Oh, I was gonna say sexy Miss Trunchbull, but maybe not.
kind of, because there is a snippet of Sydney in her outfit.
Yeah, with her
She's
muscles
like
out.
wearing joggers.
Yeah, with her muscles.
Muscle t-shirt. And she's got like curly mullet looking thing
Brown
going on.
hair.
Like just looks nothing like Sydney. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm kind of excited for this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's totally different.
Different than what she normally
I mean, I
plays.
like that movie that she did with Glenn Powell.
Yes, Glenn Powell's funny.
What was that movie?
I don't know. It's a rom-com of some kind. I forget.
Yeah. It's cute.
It's one of those like fake dating tropes.
yeah.
So much fake hair.
Oh my gosh. Sorry.
So
Complete shift here, but
That's what I'm saying. Like,
much.
yeah.
so
the
much
hair
fakeness.
extensions.
You think they all have boob jobs?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Well,
Most of
Jesse's had what, 3?
Yeah, I
Three
think
boob
she
jobs?
talked
Yeah,
about it.
she
And then she
talked
had
about
a labiaplasty. She got her
What
coochie
is
done.
that?
She got her coochie lips all redone.
What's that mean?
You snip your coochie.
Yeah. The
Snip 'em right
labia.
off. You cut your vagine lips so that they are
Yes.
smaller.
Okay, so imagine this versus like
Okay.
She said that she.
Because I think Megan Fox had that done too. Because they
Yeah.
were saying, "What have you all had done?" She's like, "I'm gonna keep this one to myself because no one's gonna know about it." And then she listed all the other things, but everyone's thinking, "Oh, she had
a labiaplasty.
Yeah.
Which, like, I guess if you have kids, and then this was Jessie's thing. Like, she had kids, and she was like, and then I was just wrecked, and I wanted to feel like myself again. And I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. I don't know how. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know how much your vag lips can change that you would
same."
not feel like yourself.
But then, like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Also having a supportive husband who just loves you no matter what.
Right. Like, I don't. This is probably TMI. I don't know that Calvin's ever said anything that's
No.
like things are different.
Same.
So
Yeah. No.
I just would be. Is
They're
that
just
Maybe that's a
excited.
personal thing. Maybe that's like a personal issue for
Maybe.
her. I don't know.
Well, okay. I saw someone, one of my favorite people to follow, Cassie Croggins on Instagram. She is an influencer and she's like a micro influencer. Like she doesn't have a ton of followers. But anyway, she took us along to get Botox or whatever. And she's like, I know that you guys are all going to say that you can't tell a difference, which is not why I'm doing it. I am not doing it for you to tell a difference. I am doing it because I can tell the difference. And I was like, oh, that's
I mean, yeah. I mean, if
That's a
you
really
feel
great-
good about
Yeah,
it,
right.
then why should you
Yeah.
care what others think?
Yeah,
Yeah.
what people's vagina looks like does not matter in my eyes at all.
no.
Obviously.
But she
like,
showed
if
everybody.
it's good for her, like,
I was,
good for you.
At first, I was going to be
Whatever.
like, no one's ever going to see it other than your husband. And then she showed everybody. So I'm like,
Oh,
okay, well, that's not true.
Yeah, I guess some people, like, I would never show that to my friends, but maybe some people do, I guess. I don't know. Maybe she was part
Are
of
they
the
still
swinging thing.
swinging?
I don't think so.
I don't
If they are,
think
they're very
so.
private
Well,
about it
there's a
now.
lot of the girls on there that were never even part of the swinging.
Yeah, supposedly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Because they kind of went through in the earlier episodes and they're like, were you a part of it? Nope, 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 nope.
yeah, supposedly Taylor was the only one from that.
The original.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Whitney never said that she was or wasn't.
My guess is probably not.
I don't know.
but I don't know.
Whitney.
Yeah,
She's
but the
not gonna
hair
let him.
thing. Okay. Have you guys seen the controversy of that, like all on TikTok?
I think I saw a little bit of something.
Yeah.
Enlighten me.
There's like multiple people supposedly who were doing their extensions at the time. And some of them are really bad. Like, what's her name? Jennifer Affleck.
Mm-hmm.
Hers are apparently really
Hers
bad because her hair is just so thin.
Yeah.
So like it looks crazy when her hair is up.
Hers just looked, I would say I was least impressed with her hair
Oh, yeah.
throughout the whole episodes.
And it
It
was
was just
greasy. a lot.
curled. It was up to here, wasn't it? And curled.
No, it was longer.
Sometimes.
Jessie, like she just got her extensions redone and she did a TikTok on it. Her hair is like literally this short and it's like thin and like breaking.
Which that's part of the issue with people getting extensions all the time is like it really does wear down your hair.
Yeah. Well, that's just like anything. I mean,
Yeah.
nails too. Like you always.
getting acrylics and stuff.
Yeah. And now I'm at the point where like maybe I should give my toes a break. And just take off all the polish and just let them breathe.
That's why one of my students actually gave me some doo-doo about like my ugly nails because I don't paint them. And she's like, you should really paint those. And I was like,
No, but that's the culture. That's what we're seeing. Everyone has to have
Right,
nails.
but it's
Everyone
like,
has to have.
my nails get so thin and brittle and break so easily when I paint them. So I just don't, even though they're ugly. I
Can't remember the last time I painted my nails.
Well, it makes sense for you because you wear gloves all the time.
Doesn't
I just heard that that's like harder on your hands. So like, why bother?
hand sanitizer is,
Oh, sure.
yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, hand san.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's just the culture that I'm seeing. You have to have lip filler, Botox, intensive skin care.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just don't,
nails, toes, boobs.
just can't keep up with that.
No,
And
I'm
it's
lazy
expensive
about
too.
it. Yeah, that's true.
But that's what we're all seeing. Like almost every influencer I see has one of all those.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm lazy about it. I just can't keep up.
Well, and it's so much money for such a temporary
Yeah.
treatment. Like
Yeah.
I am investing in a tummy tuck eventually, and I just feel like that would be a permanent
That's a
change
permanent
worth
change.
investing
Yeah.
in.
Unless you gain like 500 pounds.
In which case, yeah.
But yeah, I feel like for temporary things, like it's not going to keep me from getting old. I'm still going to get old. Like I'm just going to look older because now I'm fake
I don't know. I just wish we could see more people aging
naturally.
naturally.
I really like the Beetlejuice 2 lady, Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah.
Yes.
She talked about aging, and I was like, you know what? It is kind of jarring and striking sometimes to see people like come back to the scene after they're old and they are suddenly old. But I'm also like, I really appreciate that you're just old because
Yeah.
you're old, and that's okay to just be old.
Yeah.
Like, just be old.
Oh, I love watching the videos. I love it. It's my favorite thing when women get their hair cut off and they're just all gray now. And it's like, oh my gosh, what a change. That looks so good. And they cut and how bad it looked, like that they were dyeing it all the time. And you can see the brown on the ends. And then all of a sudden it's just gray. And it's like, you look like a new woman.
Yeah, I honestly think they sometimes look younger.
Yeah.
It like
She
brightens
was
up your
Criminal
face.
Minds.
Oh,
Emily Prentice. She had to wear a wig
Yep, because
for most of the part of Criminal Minds.
she went
And then when they
prematurely gray.
did a reboot, she's like, I'm not wearing a wig anymore. I'm going to go gray hair. People are going to like it whether or not I care.
Yeah.
And I think
for
she
her.
looks great. Gray hair.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's beautiful.
It is.
Some of the stuff we've already discussed. Who moves to Hawaii and buys a house without seeing it? Whitney.
Rich people.
Whitney does. They've really focused on Whitney in the early episodes, and then I feel like she kind of fell off, and then they focused on the sinners.
Because
more.
I think that she was the controversial one at the beginning. Like I think that was coming off of her like baby scandal thing.
Yeah.
Not like that. It wasn't that old.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's probably why.
Yeah. That was just last year.
Yeah.
Because RSV was really bad last year.
Yeah. So
And she did that. She bought a home in Hawaii.
Yeah.
to get away from the whole mom talk thing.
Yeah.
They just like up and left to Hawaii. And it
and
was
they didn't
only
tell anybody really.
it was crazy because from what I was reading and hearing about the timeline of this whole like process, they were only there for like a month or two.
Yeah.
They weren't there
Nice.
that long.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then they came back.
And they just bought a house and they walked in for the first time and they're like, wow, this is so great. I love this house. And it's like, you haven't seen the house.
But then they moved again because they were in a different
Yes.
house by the end of the series.
Yes. And that brings up a good point. I wonder if these houses do you know how people buy content houses? And they just have like this house that they own that's perfectly immaculate. I wonder how many of these houses, or like they got the big Airbnb where they filmed a lot of the episode. Like I wonder how much of their house is actually their house.
Right.
Because like I didn't see anything on their refrigerator. Like how do you not have something on your refrigerator?
Right. When you've got like 12 kids.
Yes.
Well,
And
they don't. They have like 3, but
yeah.
Like beige moms.
Yeah. And I
really
just,
is.
I don't understand. So I think how much of what we saw is real and how much is fake.
Yeah.
yeah, it's hard to tell.
I think that's what just turns me off about the whole thing. They're just fake.
It is fake.
So fake.
Fake, and everybody wants to be a reality star.
Yes.
I don't know.
And then everybody has a party for everything.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And it's not even like, oh, you can have a cake and, I don't know, like a couple little decorations. No, they
Yeah.
have to go all out.
Like Layla's divorce party. Like then it was Layla's birthday. And then it was Taylor's third baby shower. Like
So many baby showers. So
And
many.
like
so many.
Macy had the birthday, right? And then she had the opening company thing. And I
Yes.
was like, oh my gosh.
And then the Galentine's, I saw that.
Or it was Macy's birthday. That's who it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So much. Yeah, the Galentine's thing.
Yeah.
And they're so elaborate. Like one balloon arch costs at least $1,000.
And
And
the
they have
Kardashians.
Waste
20.
your money on that.
Yes. And so that's what I wonder. How much of that is paid for by production? And they're
Right.
like, you're pregnant, so
True.
you're having a baby shower, and that's going to be the content of this episode.
Or like a brand
Yeah.
thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Galentine's, how do we feel about the Fruity Pebbles situation?
gosh.
I still don't get it.
You didn't get it?
No.
What do you mean?
I didn't get it.
Which part?
The girl was doing this to her husband
Yeah,
and
she
then was
put
joking about it.
she put Fruity Pebbles up her nethers, like in her nethers,
Okay.
and then the husband ate it out of there.
Okay.
And it was supposed to be a private thing, and she apparently shared it with the friend group. And
Who
then
shared it with like the entire fucking world.
And then yeah, Whitney made the joke about it by giving her a bunch of Fruity Pebbles. Okay. But I also heard that some of that was just a lie because apparently from texts that Whitney has released, apparently, like Demi knew about the Fruity Pebbles joke before the party. And
it was just all for
Yeah.
drama.
Or drama.
yeah. So
When you sign up for these reality shows, a lot of the time the producers are gonna like
what
extend
else?
it.
What else is there to talk about?
but I do really like that Whitney kept all the receipts for this.
Yeah.
Because I do think she got a lot of flack and she got a lot of doo-doo on her
She
for
was
being the villain.
not portrayed very well.
No, but
like-
she kept those receipts, girl, and she
Yeah.
whipped them out.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if Whitney knew she was going to be portrayed like that
I don't know.
because she just was not portrayed in a good light.
I mean, the content that she gave them, like, there's only so many ways that you can spin that content.
well, and even though, like, how much of this episode have we just talked about Whitney?
Right.
Like, and how ridiculous she is.
Yeah. Her being the victim all the time. Oh my God. That was driving me nuts by the end of those
Yes.
episodes. Ugh. It's like, girl, just own up to it, please.
Why is she having a baby shower for her third child?
Yeah.
Um,
I'm totally on board with that thought process. Like, you've already had 2. Guarantee you still have some baby stuff. Or you're pretty famous and have a lot of money. You don't need people
Yeah.
giving you gifts for your baby shower.
yes.
I don't know. Maybe that's just me, like, petty because I'm poor.
Here's my question: where are their children?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I was thinking the same thing.
I know when I wanted to watch it, I was like, okay, let me see how you handle motherhood on top of drama, on top of
Right.
No.
children.
Like, Demi has a kid and they never even mentioned it.
Yeah,
I thought they were all moms.
Yeah. Where's her?
Layla
They never
isn't.
even mentioned her.
I don't think Layla is.
No, she is.
she is.
She is. I think she has 2 kids. And I'm like, where are they? You never even talk about your kid. Like, what are you?
And it's one thing to like say, I don't want to show my kids on camera.
Yes, totally fair.
Another thing to just not even mention them.
There's, I think Taylor and Whitney are like the only 2 that ever mentioned their kids at all.
There was one, I can't keep up with the names, but they went on their girls' trip and the husband was freaking out. And she's like, don't worry, the nanny's going to be there to help you. And I'm like, I want to hear more about that than I care
Yes.
about, like,
Right.
It's not really mom talk. It's just it's
drama. It's drama.
It's
talk.
wife talk.
It is.
Is it even that? Because do they talk about their husbands?
No. Well,
Half the
Layla
time?
just talked about how
But they
she's
include
that's
their
true.
husband in some of
That's
like their
true.
videos. So
Yeah, apparently dad talk is now a thing
yes.
because all the husbands are like in on it now.
Yes.
So,
I saw that too. I saw a couple of dad talks.
yeah.
I will not get them any of my views because
They have mine. Sorry.
You can watch it. I won't. I don't watch any of it.
Oh boy, man, there was something I was gonna say and then I forgot. Darn it.
Whitney dresses like a pilgrim.
I love it. I'm here for it.
Are you serious?
I love her outfits. Everyone's like, she dresses. I love it.
Oh my god!
I think it's so cute.
Terrible.
What do you mean?
Oh no.
If I wore that out and about, you'd tell me you look terrible.
No.
You wouldn't say it to my face.
No,
You'd just
I
say
would
it in
not
your
say
mind.
it to your face. I would say it in my mind. Yeah. But you have great style. I just complimented your sweater like
That's
20
true.
minutes ago.
That's true, but I would wear that.
Oh my god.
If I had the body and the money for it, I would totally wear that 100%.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I want to buy? A bolo tie.
Oh wow.
I love it. I bought a sweater vest on clearance and I was like, you know what this needs? A bolo tie. That's what it needs.
I'm gonna start wearing turquoise jewelry.
Yes.
Actually, I don't mind it. The rings.
They're cute. I don't really wear rings, but sorry, that's not topic.
funny.
But
I guess I haven't paid attention to her outfits.
I loved it. I thought it was so cute with the little headbands. I thought she looked so classy.
I like her hair
Short.
flip. I like the flip.
It's very cute.
No.
And I prefer her ginger. I don't like her blonde.
Yeah.
Well, she changed her hair like 5 times in the episode. And it's like, who? I already have a hard enough time keeping track of who is
Right.
who. Like, should have stayed one color.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say before. Jen Affleck.
Yeah.
How do you feel about her husband? Did you get to that
my
episode
gosh.
where they had the huge
Probably
blow up?
not.
I don't think so.
Okay. So the situation
Red
was
flags.
that, gosh, I don't even remember why. Why were they there? It was somebody's birthday
It was
or something.
Macy's birthday.
Okay. And so Jesse took them to a Chippendale show. And Jen Affleck's husband
Freaked
ripped
out.
into her. And like it even showed like some people did zoom ins on his text messages and he said the R word.
R word.
I can't say it. They said
He
the
called
R word.
her an R word.
He said it was Ed. R Ed.
Oh,
That sounds dumb.
yeah.
I'm sorry, but
Interesting.
he like, and I was like, oh boy, he wasn't expecting that to go be on TV.
yeah.
But like, everyone's saying that he's like super narcissistic and super controlling, and he like literally doesn't care about
Like they had an
her feelings.
intervention with her in Vegas and were like, we all think your husband's an asshole.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's related to.
He's the bleach blonde one.
he's like the cousin of Ben Affleck. Mm-hmm. Yeah, or something like that. Yep, that was quite a swallow.
My bad.
Yeah,
There we go.
yeah, but I don't know. I was hoping that we'd see some content of them like not being together because I feel like that was like semi-abusive of
Yeah.
him to like mentally treat her that way.
Oh, yeah. Well, and before she even left, she's like, how would you feel if I did this? Ha, 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 ha. And he's like, well, it'd be pretty hard to be divorced with 2 kids.
Oh.
I was like,
Ouch.
And I think boundaries are important. And I think like
yeah. So that's an interesting
It's
question.
hard.
Is
Yeah.
is it okay to have a non-negotiable in your marriage?
yes, absolutely 100%. But I think then it goes to I think that was poor friendship on the other people's part, not supporting that boundary.
Yeah.
And not cluing her in on what the situation. Just because you don't agree with that boundary doesn't mean it's not there
Yeah.
for someone else.
Yeah.
So like if you want to be a responsible friend, a kind friend, like let the person know, hey, just so you know, this is where we're going. If that's your breaking point in your marriage, like don't go.
Yeah.
I think that's a supportive, kind friendship. Mm-hmm. And I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that.
Yeah.
So yeah, do I think he overreacted a little bit? Probably. But
yeah.
I also think that was poor friendship on their part.
Yeah.
Not supporting that boundary.
Even though I don't agree with the boundary, I still think that, yes, you're allowed to say, and you can agree on it. I do think Jen didn't want to be there. Like, I
sure.
don't think she was like, oh, fuck him, I'm going to go.
Right,
anyway.
exactly.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean? She really didn't want to be there. And yeah.
Yeah, I think that was poor friendship on Jesse's part to like take all those people there and not tell them where they're going.
Yeah.
Because there's no way she wasn't aware of that boundary,
Yeah.
considering that they had talked about it.
Yeah.
No way.
And I think of course they did it for drama.
Oh, yeah.
How much
Yeah.
of this did they do for drama? It's hard to tell.
But that's still someone's marriage. That's someone's life.
What if they
Producers
keep
got
their
her good.
relationship in, no one knows what it's like
I
behind
know,
closed doors?
that's true. Yeah. I don't know. That's tough. That's the hard thing about this being a reality TV show. So,
Yeah.
anything else you got in there?
All for the drama. Rating.
Just the Demi versus Demi versus Demi.
Yeah.
Like, that was, I would never.
That took
Have
me
you
some
ever
getting
heard
used to.
Demi pronounced Demi?
No. Oh, yes, actually. Demi Moore.
I thought she's Demi Moore.
Nope. I've always heard Demi Moore.
Oh,
I've always heard Demi. But it's always Demi Moore, not
yeah.
Demi. I don't know.
One more, and to wrap this back up all the way around to the front, I just don't know how they have so much money.
Yeah.
Right.
People say this to me all the time when we've talked about Nick. And I'm just like, they're like, I just don't understand how he makes money. I'm like, dude, me either. Like, I just don't get how.
Because are they mostly on TikTok?
I think so, yeah.
Because last time that Nick knew, TikTok didn't pay shit.
Yeah, they don't pay as well as a lot of other places.
So,
So I think
like
they're
said,
branding.
brands. Mm-hmm. Definitely, because I know they mentioned that in the show. Oh, we were on a brand trip, and
Yep.
the brand took them to like some luxurious hotel.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's mostly from branding deals. So,
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, no one seems to turn down a brand
Yep.
nowadays.
Yeah.
And if they do, it's because I want to be paid more.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'd be one of those people. Yeah, I'll talk about it for $30,000.
I don't know.
could
It
be
really
some-
depends on what it would be, I guess.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like,
How much would you need to go and to do a vibrator sponsorship?
never. I would never.
I guess
do
it would really depend. Like,
Like
I
$1
would,
do it.
million.
I'd really have to like.
What if some? Yeah.
What, but
No.
is it like a? The
Because you
question
know what I
is
think
whether it's a
about?
product that I use.
I've always, when I would see like girls posting like their sexy shots on like this was Facebook back in the day, they
Oh,
push
gosh.
their boobs up and like push their butt out
Yeah.
and like
Mirror
for a
pic.
snap.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I could do that, but then I'm like, my grandpa. I always thought about
Yeah.
my grandpa, and I'm like, if he ever saw a picture like that, he'd be like,
right. I have family
I don't-
on here. Like
I just don't know, but I never think about my parents. It was always my grandparents, and I just never wanted them to look at me like that. So
Yeah, because it is weird
it is.
to like sexualize yourself in front of your family.
Yeah.
It is strange.
That's why I didn't do the wedding thing where like the husband goes up your
Oh yeah.
your dress
Yeah.
to pull the garter out. Mm-hmm. I just
I feel like it's
it's
weird
icky.
with your family
Even as
there.
a kid, I'm like, that just looks icky.
Yeah, it is
So-
icky.
Yeah, and I never did it for mine, and I'm glad I did.
We did
Yeah.
for ours, but I wouldn't do it again.
Oh, well, I mean, you were like,
Were you
what,
having, like-
20 years old
Yeah.
or 19? or
And
whatever.
like, if you were in that moment again, all eyes are looking at you. What were you thinking about when all eyes?
I'm uncomfortable. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is uncomfortable. It's
It
weird.
It is kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's like you're showing people what like it's
What you do in your free
Yeah.
time. I'm just like, keep that
No.
in your free time, girl.
Yeah.
And some
don't
people
know.
were really nasty. When I was a kid, some of the grooms were just nasty about it.
Yeah.
And I'm
Oh,
just
yeah.
like,
Yeah. No,
don't
that does
know.
make me cringe now. I would like to
Yeah.
not think about that anymore.
but so like if like a sex thing or whatever came to me and I'd be like, I just can't.
It would really depend on whether it was actually something that I used. And we don't use stuff. So I would be like, well, I don't do that. So no.
So if they're like $500,000. Don't
I
talk
mean, I
about
guess,
it.
I don't know. I'm not in that situation because you're not actually.
could
giving
be
me
in the
$500,000.
situation.
I would never be in that situation.
You never know.
I do know. No one would ever.
Well, our
wanna-
podcast is about to blow up, and we're about to get all of these sponsorship deals.
I don't know. I guess I don't know. I don't want to say for sure that I would or would not because I have no idea. I just know that I don't use that stuff. So I don't think if we ever get to that point, people that are listening know that it's probably, I'm sorry, just for the money.
At least you're honest.
Yep.
At least you're honest.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to turn it down.
That's fine. That's totally fine.
Yep.
It's your prerogative for sure.
I don't know. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly. I know. That's why I'm saying, like, I'm not in that position. So I have no idea.
Yeah.
If right now, being as poor as we are and like having access to that amount of money, I think I would probably do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Because that amount of money, considering where we are right now,
Life changing.
life changing.
Yeah.
Like my kids could go to any college they want.
Yep.
Could buy any house that they want.
For
Like they could
one
start off
30-second video.
Yeah, they could start off in a good place in life. Like
Yeah.
Calvin would never have to work again. Mm-hmm. I would never have to work again. Banger. Mm-hmm. Like, it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
It's a good point. So what's that number? What's that threshold?
Exactly. So, yeah. I mean, it really depends. For me, it would really depend on where I'm already at in my...
There was this YouTube, I don't know what the channel is called, but they have people in a room and they have to decide which among all of them gets $1,000. And the way each person was treating the other person was awful.
Oh my gosh, I
sure.
seen that video before and it's disgusting.
seen
And I'm
video?
like,
I seen it.
I think it was like $1,000.
That's like
And
nothing.
I know, but the way they were attacking each other, and I just like
I would never trade a human
I
for
would
that
never
amount of money.
for that much.
A
and,
million. You
a
never
million.
know.
I don't think I could.
A million, you never know. Well, I guess I don't know exactly like what you mean by attacking, like verbally or stabbing
Verbally,
them.
no, verbally, but
I would feel guilty about it. I'd think about it forever for the rest of my life. I've thought about minuscule things forever for the rest of my life. So something so terrible, yeah, that would weigh
and it was
heavily
on the
me.
internet. And,
Yeah, my kids would see that.
And the person that got the money, I'm like, do you feel happy that you got that while you treated everyone so poorly? You bullied everyone to like give up. I don't know. So
Yeah, pretty sad.
yeah,
I should
Pretty
watch
dang
that again.
sad.
What is it? Watch Cut, I think it is.
Sure.
I'm not sure.
If you find it, send it to.
the show notes.
yeah. I'll find it.
If you find it, send it to the group chat so I can watch.
I'll put it on the stories.
Okay.
I put a lot of stuff on the stories.
No, Hannah's really good at social media. I'm not, so apologies. I do my best.
Well, you can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook.
Yep.
That's
Sure
sure
can.
trying and trying.
Yeah.
This has been Hannah.
And Calissa.
And Sarah.
Bye.